Welcome back. Some big news out of Edmonton ahead of NHL free agency, which gets underway tomorrow. According to TSN insider Chris Johnston, the Oilers are signing RFA defenseman Evan Bouchard to a 4-year extension. The extension is worth $10.5 million per year. Resigning Bouchard was the number one priority on GM Stan Bowman's to-do list this summer. Bowman traded away Evander Kane last week to make room for Bouchard's extension. The 25-year-old defenseman recorded 67 points in 82 games last season. He added 23 points in 22 playoff games. According to Puckpedia, this leaves the Oilers with $550,000 in cap space to work with when free agency opens tomorrow. They also re-signed Oliver Kapanen and Noah Phillip to a 1-year deal each today. More NHL news. The biggest potential free agent is now off the board. Mitch Marner will not be testing free agency. Instead, he is off to Vegas. TSN insider Chris Johnston says Mitch Marner is signing an 8-year extension with Toronto to then get traded to the Vegas Golden Knights for Nicolas Roy. A sign-and-trade allows the Maple Leafs to not lose Marner for nothing in free agency. It also allows Vegas to get Marner on an 8-year contract instead of a 7-year contract, which is the max for a free agent. Marner broke the 100-point mark for the first time of his career this year. Elsewhere in the league, Brad Marchand is re-signing with the Florida Panthers 6 years, just under $5.5 million per year. It was a frustrating end to Canada's run at the CONCACAF Gold Cup.
Jose Morales, so influential down the left during the game. And he's won it for Guatemala. Canada's long wait for a Gold Cup trophy will continue.
Canada fell in a penalty shootout to Guatemala Sunday night. The Canadians took an early lead but had a player sent off just before the half and then couldn't recover from playing with just 10 men. Guatemala tied it in the 69th minute and then they won it on penalty kicks. It's a disappointing end for Canada, as this Gold Cup was their last chance for competitive matches ahead of next summer's World Cup. And finally tonight, if you're planning to hit the road this summer, then this next story is for you. It's a visual journey as more Canadians choose to travel within our own country. Here's CTV's Sarah Plowman on the hidden gems waiting to be discovered.
In a country as large as Canada, the open road feels endless. Exits that lure you to lunch or a destination of another kind. The promise of the world's largest axe in Nakawik, New Brunswick.
It's intriguing, very different.
The axe is, as advertised, 15 meters tall, 10 meters wide, built in the early 90s when the community was named Forestry Capital of Canada.
Pretty large, pretty intimidating. Probably chop some big logs with that.
It brings a lot of tourists in, and even the community is very proud of what we have here.
Canada is full of roadside attractions, like the Big Apple, the world's largest curling rock. How about a giant goose, or the world's largest beaver, pierogi, nickel, mosquito, and on and on. There's Mac the Moose, who once lost his tallest title to Norway, but reclaimed it with taller antlers.
The idea that these quirky, whimsical things were a good way of putting your small community on the map started in the middle of the last century, in the 1950s when people were hitting the roads again. It started in the States and it definitely crept up to Canada.
Not all hold records, but hold our attention, like this big potato at a market outside of Fredericton.
New Brunswick's roadside attractions are a perfect mix of folk art, tourist traps, and civic pride.
Take the world's largest fiddleheads, salmon or lobster in Shediac. Cute or scary?
It's cute, yeah. But lobsters are really scary and really weird.
Dots on the map that keep drawing drivers away from the road. Sarah Plowman, CTV News, Shediac, New Brunswick.
And Michael, that's all for sports.
All right, good stuff. Busy day in sports, busy day tomorrow. We've got Canada Day celebrations, both as you were saying in weather, and great job in weather, by the way,
thank
for
you.
the first time. Pouce Coupe starts at 11 o'clock at McNabb Park. In Centennial Park in Fort St. John's, festivities there start at 11 o'clock as well. So happy Canada Day. We will see you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Thank you.